I'm Chuck Thokey and I'm with Top Rep. I want to share some material that we work directly with our clients with, and we're going to bring it right to you. When we look at closing a deal, we first need to look at where we are before the appointment. What's happening before the appointment? Are we ready for that appointment? Then when we show up, where are we going to park? Now, when we get through all of this, and I'm sure that all of you have been trained on how to park your car and the fact that you need to walk up to that door very confidently, knock on the door and know what to say. When we get in the house, that's a different animal. We need to know what to say when we get into the house. Some of you may be sitting there thinking, well, I don't like being scripted. When you don't like to be scripted, I'm here to tell you the reason why is because you're lazy. Stop being lazy. Learn the scripts. I'm not saying you need to know it word for word to go ahead and regurgitate that in the house, but you need to understand the why. Why are you given this script? Why are you using this script? Somebody has written this script that has been very successful in the house, and they want you to be successful as well. And we are here to give you some of these scripts. The scripts that we're going to share with you are quite simply just how to close. And the first video that I'm going to share with you is the psychology behind closing. You need to know how to close. What is it that we need to understand so that we can close deals at a much higher rate? And we're going to share that with you in this video right here. Before I get into the objections, I want you to understand the psychology behind closing the sale. In my speeches, I talk a lot about the great close, the goodnight kiss close. Simply put, this is all about doing everything correctly from showing up to the customer's house or business through asking for the sale. But what I want to talk about here is engagement. More specifically, I'm talking about whether the customer is willing to engage in a closing discussion. Several examples, them telling you that they have other bids already. Positive answers to your trial close. Any type of negotiation after the price is given. What is non-engagement? A customer that is either using you as a rabbit, which is just using your number to negotiate or validate another company's pricing that they intend on going with originally, or doesn't plan on buying anything at all, simply interested in what it may cost if they ever even plan on doing the project. It is rather easy to spot these people during the warm-up and presentation. They don't really care about your survey questions or any of your price conditioning. They are also the customer that won't engage with negotiations when you're presenting price. They thank you for your bid and tell you that they'll call you if they ever need you. A way you can smoke this type of customer out is, Mr. Customer, what did you expect this would cost before I came out? $2,000? So what you're telling me is if I was at $2,000, we'd be doing business today? If they say yes, they are engaging you in negotiations, even if the price is well below your actual price. They just told you that they would buy today. Now you need to work them up to your price or close to it. If, however, they say no, there isn't any reason to continue wasting your time. Excuse yourself and just leave. Do not continue to throw lower pricing out onto the table. On the next couple videos, I will dig a little deeper into specific objections. Make sure you print out the scripts in the vault so you can pause the videos as needed and write notes regarding your own business and industry. Using these techniques is the only way you will continue to get better. You will notice I don't focus on scripts as much as I focus on the psychology. The psychology won't change. However, people do continue to hear the same rebuttals over and over, and it becomes less and less effective. Understand why the customer is acting the way they are, and your response will be more genuine. Watch Understanding the Objection next to help you understand how I structure my response in the house. I hope that video helps you to understand that closing process. But here's what I really want you to know is how to ask questions. Now, it's not just enough to just ask open-ended questions. We all hear about, oh, you should just ask open-ended questions. There are dumb questions. And those are typically done on a sales process. Now, here's the questions that I want you to look at. Before you get into the video, we need you to know that there are 3 levels of questions. It's not just enough to ask a question, get that homeowner talking, but when they're talking, what's the next question? So you can get to that next level, and before you know it, that homeowner is selling themselves. And that is what we want you to understand in this next video. Sales 101 says questions sell jobs. Why? Because if you can get the prospect to sell themselves, your job becomes much easier. It's the difference between telling and selling. Top producing sales professionals know how to ask questions. Have you ever heard the phrase, there is no such thing as a dumb question? Well, in sales, there are a lot of dumb questions. It's these questions that lead to nowhere and lose the sale in the process. So you should have questions that help uncover the pain and lead them to making the right decision on their own. The first layer of questioning is to strike up the conversation and understand the basics of the topic you're trying to open up. You're not going for the specifics, just enough to get the engine running. A majority of sales reps I encounter are stuck asking these first level questions and don't know where else to go next. First level questions only expose low level information. These questions don't provide a thorough understanding of the buyer. This limits the salesperson's ability to customize the experience for those buyers. Here are some first level questions as an example for you. Are you looking for a tub or shower in this space? What is your vision for this space? What type of siding are you looking to invest in? Why do you feel that you have damage to your property? The second layer of questioning are what top reps ask more than anything. These are the keys to asking great follow-up questions. They ask why and encourage buyers to explain their first level answers in more detail. These are the most important because they require the buyers to think through their answers. Here are some second level question examples. What is it about a shower that's most important to you? Your vision is very specific. Do you have a picture of what it is that you're thinking? What is it about hardy board that interests you? When I pulled up, I noticed that the roof is also very old. If I go up and I don't find enough damage to warrant a claim, where are we at now? The third level of questioning is the most important because it asks the buyer to expose their emotional reasons they feel they need our services. When you leverage third-party questions, you'll uncover information that will transform the entire sale. Third layer questions ask how and guide the potential customers to their dominant buying motive, the emotional reasons why they would purchase our product or service. 2 popular buying motives are the quest for gain and, of course, the fear of loss. This is why the third level questions are so essential. They help sellers understand how potential customers will benefit from investing in your product or service. As you engage the buyer with third level questions, rapport will be built and so will the trust that they have in you. These questions will show the buyer that you are empathetic and helpful. Here are some third level examples. How would your way of life change once we finish your new safe shower with the grab bars and low threshold base? What will it be like to walk into this space every day once we finish this project? Now that you know that this material is available, would you ever use anything else? How does that make you feel? If there was a way that this remodel could pay for itself, would that help your decision? With the knowledge you now have of first, second, and third level questions, your ability to come to a favorable conclusion is more inevitable. Happy closing. Now that you understand how to ask questions and you understand the psychology behind closing the deal, I want to share a quick bonus video with you of me working with one of my clients. But before I do that, I want you to join us at one of our top rep boot camps coming up. Now, all you have to do to find out where the next boot camp is go to www.topreptraining.com. You can see all of the events coming up. Get signed up. They do sell out rather quickly, so please get signed up. You can also see us on Facebook. We have a Facebook group where we give all kinds of free content, and we also have our own social media platform called the Contractor Collective. We hope to see you on it. Just reach out to us and we'll give you the information. We'll see you at Top Rep.
So when we get into rebuttals, what I want you to know most of all is you have to understand the 4 C's. And the first one is the most important, which is concede. So you don't want to get into an argument because someone said that your price is too much. Some people will even try to bait you into an argument, but you want to concede. A lot of times that's, I understand, that kind of thing.
Sure.
The second C is commit. So you need to make sure that they're committing that is the only reason why they're not moving forward. You don't want to get through one rebuttal just to go through another one, which in some cases you will. And then the next one is convince. So that's when you're going to sell them on the fact that issue, the objection, is not really an objection. You understand, this is the only reason why you're not moving forward, and then you're going to let them know that, okay, remember I told you about, I'm going to save you all the money I can, whatever. And then, of course, the close. And a lot of times the close is nothing more than fair enough. If you do your job, just like we talked about the goodnight kiss close, if you do your job inside of that, not just inside of what you do in the call, but inside of the rebuttal, you don't have to come up with some big fancy close.
Okay.
Let's say that we're talking about, I need to think about it.
Sure.
Okay. So then I totally understand. This is a big investment. How long do you guys think you guys need to think about this?
Probably need about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, so you guys are really serious about this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, good. And Ben, I really got the sense that you fell in love with the bathroom that we designed. The white Calcutta walls, the fixtures, the fact that not only are we going to do a nice job, but then you have your double lifetime warranty. I know that you guys really fell in love with that.
Absolutely. Well, great security for that.
Yeah.
Big investment, so having that is really nice ease of mind. So.
Right, and the door and everything. It's going to be amazing. It's going to
Definitely
be a huge change in that bathroom.
Custom look. I'm glad that you get to build that up.
So I'm guessing you liked all the products that we did pick out.
I do, yeah. I love all the products that we picked out.
Okay, good. And you got to get it done. I've seen their bathroom. You've seen your bathroom. We got to get this thing done.
It's been too long.
Doing nothing is not an option. Am I right?
Absolutely.
And do you trust Rebath to get that done?
Oh yeah, absolutely. With the training processes and everything that you put your installers through.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Like I said, you have 30 days to with that price. But when that time comes, what I'm guessing is that the only thing that's going to come between you and I when that time comes, it's going to be the money, right?
Right.
The other thing that you're going to run into is price.
For sure.
Okay. So let's say that price being too much. Mm-hmm. You're going to get people that will just be blatant, and they say there's way too much money.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say that they said, "Oh man, that's way too much. You guys are really proud of that product." My comeback to just about anything with price is, how do you mean?
That's why I was like,
how do you mean?
How do you mean? I want to know. It's just like we talked about. It's like Battleship. I need to know what's on your sheet of paper. I want to know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
I've asked many people, how do you mean, when they talk about price? And they, instead of going into an argument, they say, I've got my daughter's college to pay for, my son's getting married, my car just broke down. You can imagine how much money we have going out.
Sure.
I just can't afford that right now. So now it goes from, he thinks the price is too much, to it's an affordability issue. Let's say that you have a homeowner, and maybe it's an older lady, and she looks at everything, and she goes, well, it looks good, but I got to get with my son. What's the first thing you do?
Can we get him on the phone?
Well, no. What's the first thing we do?
Oh, you want to concede.
You have to concede it.
No, I definitely understand.
I totally understand.
It's part of this decision
my
process.
parents do the exact same thing. And I tell you what, is there any way we can get him on the phone? And most of the time they can. They come up with some reason why they can't. And when you find that out, I say, no problem. My parents do the same thing for me. Anytime they want to buy something in home improvement, they always give me a call. And Dorothy, I always ask the same 3 questions. Do you like the product? Is it going to solve your issues?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And do you trust the people that will install it? Do you like the guy that's sitting across from you?
Yeah, that's it. Pretty likable. Yeah.
And can you afford it?
I mean, to an extent, there's parts of it, that I like to work on affordability-wise. But yeah, for the product and what I'm getting out of it, I think that's something that I can definitely afford.
All right.